Hi, last time we were talking about the 4 tactics that go into making a scapegoat, and we really looked at a family or a system, an organization or an entity. And today we're going to talk more specifically about a romantic relationship. So how are scapegoats made in a romantic relationship? All of this comes from A Scapegoat No More Forever. You can find the book on Amazon.com. I'll put a link in the description below. There's also a full course available at relationaltrauma101.podia.com, and that's also going to be in the description. Okay, so thinking about what we talked about before, you can go back and watch the 4 tactics of how a scapegoat is made. Those can still be in a romantic relationship. So those same 4 could still occur in a romantic relationship, and a lot of times they do. Today we're going to look more at 4 that can also occur within a system or a family system, an organization, but they tend to be really specific in a romantic relationship as well. So the 4 are being dismissed. So someone who is dismissing of you or your needs, being the bad guy, someone who's causing you to be the bad guy, a double standard, and also gaslighting. So we're going to break those down. Sorry if I don't do them in the same order I just listed them, because that already just flew out of my head. So we'll just start with the double standard. Double standards are really frustrating. A double standard happens when someone has more rights than another person. So it's what I get to do, but you don't get to do it, and I'm always going to have a reason why you can't. So let's say that I come to you and I'm your partner. I say, I want to feel safe with you, and I can only do that if I can have your passwords. So can I have access to your passwords? And you're like, oh, if that's what you need to feel safe, no problem. Here's my passwords. So you give me your passwords, and then later on you're like, wait, shouldn't I have your passwords too since I just gave you mine? And then I say, well, why would you need my passwords? I'm not a liar. And then it's like, well, I know you're not a liar, but you have my passwords, so why can't I have yours, right? Then I may say, well, I've given you no reason to need my passwords, so no, I don't feel good about that. Then it's like, well, then I'm changing my passwords. Well, if you change your passwords, I'm done, right? So it's kind of like, I'm always going to have a reason. If I'm giving you a double standard, I'm always going to have a reason why I don't have to comply with those rules, but that you need to, right? So I'm always just a little bit above, and I don't have to do the same things you do, but I need you to do these things, and then I have a reason and it's your fault. And that doesn't apply to me because I'm not like you. I'm basically implying that I'm better, right? So double standard's not okay. If you go back and watch a video, it's healthy versus unhealthy in relationships. And one unhealthy thing that occurs in a relationship is a double standard. A healthy relationship will always have and promote safety. An unhealthy relationship will be unsafe, and it develops into more unsafe areas. So safety is always key, and having a double standard makes it less safe for both. It's not healthy and it's not okay. Okay, so the next one, now we're going to talk about dismissing, or someone who is dismissing you, or when you've been dismissed. So to be dismissed, it could be physically, like having you be sent away physically, or it could be emotionally dismissing you. So if you're expressing a need to a partner and they're very dismissive of it, they can either tell you why that's not a real need, or they can ignore the fact that you're speaking and breathing, or they can have a reason why you don't really have that need. Either way, they're just not acknowledging your need. They're not going to meet your need. They're not interested in hearing about your need. They're very dismissive. They brush it off. They can even physically do that, like get out, or we're not talking about that. No, I don't want to hear about that. Anytime you're dismissed, it's very isolating. You start to feel really lonely. Pretty soon you just stop saying what it is you want and need, and you kind of get emptied out. You kind of become hollow inside if you get dismissed enough. Over time, it starts to make you feel like you're invisible. Very, very painful, causes a lot of damage. So that's being dismissed or dismissing. Gaslight, to be gaslit, it comes from a film, that term comes from a 1944 film called Gaslight. And it's where a man over time makes this woman, causes her to doubt her own reality. So over time, he just keeps messing with her enough times that pretty soon she's just relying on his words instead of the other senses that she has, like sight, what she sees, what she feels, what she smells, right? And it's solely going by what he's telling her the reality is. So if you're with someone who's gaslighting you, eventually you get separated from your other senses, and now you're only relying on their words. Now their words are more true than actually what you see with your own eyes. So let's say that I have my partner come home and I look at the clock and I can see that it's 10:30, right? And so I say, hey, what were you doing last night? Why'd you come home so late? Like, you're crazy. I wasn't home late. I've been here all night. Well, I saw you come in at 10:30, which maybe isn't late. This is just my scenario. Okay. Well, I came in I saw that you got home at 10:30. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. I looked at the clock and it was 10:30, right? And if they're like, I don't know why you're lying. I don't know what's wrong with your clock or why you're trying to do this right now. I'm tired. I don't want to do this with you. I'm not going to argue with you. I know what time I got home. I got home at 8, right? And so then I'm thinking, I know the clock said 10:30, but they're being so adamant that it was not 10:30, that over time, because I love this person and because I wouldn't lie to them, why would I think they would lie to me, right? But I know what I saw with my eyes, but it's those things over and over and over for an extended period of time that pretty soon, if I think something different than them, I just lay that down. I don't even argue anymore. I don't try to prove that they're wrong. I don't try to say that there's a difference. I've just learned that I can't trust my eyes. I can't trust the way I feel. I can't trust my gut. I just have to go by what they're saying, because so many times I've gone up against them and I've been proven wrong. And so now I just don't trust myself. So gaslighting is very damaging and it causes you to question your own reality. So some of the biggest things, or the biggest key, is it separates you from your gut and it separates you from your senses, your 5 senses: taste, touch, sight, smell, sound. And it heavily relies on hearing so that you can hear the words of the person who is gaslighting you. So very damaging. So causing you to question your own reality, not okay. That's a terrible one. So the last one is being the bad guy. So if you're with someone who is trying to turn you into a scapegoat in a romantic relationship, chances are they're trying to make you the bad guy. They can do that to your face in your home or within the relationship, always accusing you of bad intentions, bad motives, painting you out to be this bad person, and you catch yourself defending and explaining yourself often. That could be a sign of, being turned into the bad guy. But also, let's say that I have a partner and I go to like a Christmas party and all of this person's coworkers are treating me like I'm evil, like I'm a villain, right? And I don't really understand it because I've only heard good things about these people. I was excited to meet them, but when I show up, they're super cold to me, super rude to me. They could be, passive aggressive towards me or just outright aggressive. And so when I go to my partner and I'm like, is it just me or are they treating me weird, right? Is it just me or are they acting like they're mad at me? Like, how could that be? I don't know them, right? My partner could be like, well, I don't know. Maybe it's just what you put off. Maybe that's just the energy you put off. Maybe it's just you need to smile more. Maybe they heard something about you from so-and-so, right? But what I don't really stop and realize is these people only know me through my partner. So if they have a problem with me, instead of asking my partner, is it just me? Do they have a problem? It would be more of, what are you saying to these people that's making them feel like it's okay to treat me bad? Like, what are you saying about me to these people, right? That's more helpful for my brain to go, at least to ask those questions, or be mindful that if they only know me through you and they don't like me, what are you saying? At least to have that thought. But we tend to really trust our partners, especially if we're not scapegoating them. We're trying to love them. We're trying to be close to them. We're trying to build trust with them, right? But if they are trying to scapegoat us for a million different reasons or whatever reason, that may not be the same intentions. And you'll know that because these 4 are usually present with each other. So if they have a double standard, right? Like, I don't like you hanging out with your friends because when you hang out with your friends, you come home and you treat me different, right? Oh, okay, I promise I won't hang out with my friends anymore. But then the next day they're hanging out with their friends. So now pretty soon they have all the rights to hang out with their friends and I don't get to see mine anymore. That's a double standard, right? It could also be bank accounts, right? Things like a bank account. They get a shared account plus their own private account, but I only get a shared account. I don't get my private account. And they're going to have a reason, right? Because you're terrible with money, or You know how you are when you have your own bank account. There's always going to be a reason why I don't get the same rights. So if you're experiencing that double standard, being gaslit, where you know that you know something happened and they keep telling you it didn't, or being dismissed, they're not, you know, you're supposed to take their needs and their wants, concerns, just that needs to be utmost importance, but you don't get the same respect back, right? You're dismissed. If you're waved off, physically sent away, told to like get away, any of those types of things, that's not okay. That's creating a scapegoat. And then also being the bad guy, having them treat you like you're bad, tell other people that you're bad, paint you in a bad light, right? Anytime you have those things happen and you're being scapegoat, it's really painful. It's not normal. It's not normal to be treated like you're bad, dumb, or invisible by someone you're trying to love. It feels like you're treated like you're hated by someone you're trying to love. That's not supposed to happen. Very, very painful. So again, these do occur in romantic relationships, but they could also occur within a family system. There is some overlap. It all comes from A Scapegoat No More Forever. Again, you can find that on Amazon. Take good care, and I'll see you in the next one.